It's time to put those keepsakes you tucked away on display. We've got a clutter-free way that you can do just that and add a creative touch while you're at it.
That's right. We have Julie Flanagan from Artrageous Studio here to show us how we could turn keepsakes into wall art. Now, did I catch you? Are we still setting up here?
I am just
you're ready to go here.
having a great time mixing up my wax.
Oh, this is wax down here.
Yes, you know, we all take photographs with our cell phones. We filter them and we create works of art, throw them behind a piece of glass and hang them on our wall or on a desk. Now you can use cold wax. It gives this really cool buff finish and there's no reflection. It hangs on the wall.
So this is like our own real-life Instagram filter, in a way?
Kind of. It's actually hands-on, which is, you know, we are the fastest-growing art community in America right now in the last 10 years. So everybody wants to do art, but we can't afford to buy it, so let's make our own. Use our own photographs, put our own keepsakes on. So what we can do is you take your photograph, you just print it out on literally copy paper from your printer, and you cut it out, and you grab a bunch of stuff that you might have laying around, you know, maybe it's some flowers or something, and you make an arrangement, and you play around and rearrange, and then you take a photograph of it on your cell phone, so that you can remember what you did, because you won't remember if you're like me at all, because I don't remember anything. So there's the photograph, and then here we are with our finished product. So then we will add in with some wax.
So did you just print that then off on the canvas somewhere? How did that
that's what we're going to do. What we did is the wax doesn't dry for like a day. So you can put things down, scrape it off, scrape the wax off, rearrange, screw up, do anything you want wrong, and then it's just very forgiving. So what I did last night is I created this photograph that I took from my garden, and literally it's fused with the wax. Here is the wax. It's called Gamblin. It's cold wax. You don't have to heat it up. You don't have to heat it up.
Is this a specific type of like craft wax?
It's for artists. You get it in an artist store. And it's basically wax mixed with gambisol, which is an oil based. So what we're going to do is just spread this on top of the artwork. And I've mixed up a color. And so what we can do is I've mixed the Gamblin up with some oil paints. Everything is oil. So, and then we're going to go back and forth, back and forth.
So you just got a little roller, like a little mini paint roller there.
And then we're going to cover up our artwork. Don't freak out, but that's what we're going to do.
I'm kind of freaking out here.
You're freaking out because my beautiful photograph is now covered with paint.
How are we going to see your beautiful photograph if you've covered it all the way up?
I know, right? So then you get your tools and you remove. First of all, though, we got to do some fun things here. We're going to do some
So we just got some cardboard out here, it looks like.
And pressing and pressing. We're going to get a piece of this, and we're going to crunch it up, and we're going to do some texturizing in the wax. If you don't like it, scrape it off with one of these credit cards and start over again.
Preferably not a credit card that you use on a daily basis.
All right, so now we're going to get our credit card. I've cut up some credit cards. Well, they're not credit cards. I guess they're gift cards. So, and then you take the side, and you just remove the wax. You draw by subtracting the wax out. Isn't that the coolest?
Is that kind of like, is that negative space art or something like that? Is that what that is?
You're leaving the negative space.
Look
at you with your artwork.
Every once in a while, Julie, you can tell that I pay attention to our guests that we have.
You did something right in grade school with your art teacher. I'm impressed. So we're removing the positive subject matter. And you could do that with a brush, so then you could go in with the back of a brush or the back of a felt tip pen and do some drawing in there.
Just some unique little, so you're putting your leaves on there almost.
Now, one more thing we can do, which is very, very cool, is this is when you can add your keepsakes. You could take, you know, flower petals from a well, they have to be dried out.
But this is the three-dimensional part of the project here that we were talking about initially.
Exactly. And then I'm adding on, maybe this is fabric. You know, there's all kinds of keepsakes you have sitting around. You add the wax over the top, and this is clear wax now. I'm not mixing this with any paint.
So this is just the.
You just keep adding.
Will that dry clear then, or
it dries a little bit buff? It's kind of a wonderful, and it's already wax underneath, so I can just throw this wax on top, and then you get your credit card or your whatever,
and just kind of smooth over that there,
and then you smooth it out, or you can, you know, whatever.
And what I like about this is you have all these other different fun things you can throw on there too. So you have your rocks,
we can sprinkle these on. Throw a little. You might want to embed those in a little bit of wax. So, and I like to use my fingers. And just throw the wax in there. And then the other thing is you could take a big hunk of wax, throw some jewels in, and add that, and you just end up I'm going to use my fingernail and just scrape away, and you end up, and this isn't perfect by any means, but you get this idea.
But it doesn't have to be perfect because it's your piece of art, right?
And it takes about 24 hours to dry to the touch, and then it'll clear up a little bit, but it'll always be a little foggy and buffy. And then when it's completely dry, it takes about a week because this is oil-based.
Yeah.
You buff it with paper towels, and you get this lovely sheen, buffed sheen on it.
Cool.
And hang it on the wall. You could stick it in a frame. This is a Michael's frame.
And you have some great examples over here. Yeah. And I know we kind of ran through all that really fast, but how can people meet up with you for, because you have a workshop on this
too,
too,
totally
right?
have a workshop. Anybody can do it, no talent required. 2010 Gallery, March 30th. Saturday morning, 10:30 to 12. We'll be doing this process. Bring your photographs. Don't bring your photographs. We're going to have a blast playing with the wax. We just won't be throwing it.
Well, no throwing wax.
No throwing wax.
But we're going to be playing with it. And that's really cool. I really like that. And you have some really neat stuff over here as well.
Yeah, it's fabulous stuff.
Can you stick around and do another segment with us, you think, here? On
Seriously?
Some of this stuff? I think so.
I'm totally on board.
Totally on board.
Woo-hoo.
So we're going to have some more fun with wax. Stick around. Welcome back to Better Kansas City. Back in the kitchen with Julie Flanagan from Artrageous Studios, and we're wearing gloves, which means either we're going to do something really good or really bad. And earlier, you showed us how to turn a keepsake into wall art, which we have with your picture of the flower. But this time, we're going to use kind of a little bit different technique, right?
Right.
Okay.
And the gloves are only because it's oil paint.
Yes.
And we're using the cold wax, which is an oil paint, which is basically
so more of the cold wax again that we're using in the first segment.
And if you need to get rid of it, like if you don't have gloves, it's oil based. So baby oil works, but they also have a solvent which works a little bit better.
Okay.
So anyway, but a simplified version of all this is just to take your favorite photograph, print it out big, lay the piece of wood over it, trace it, and just fuse it with the wax underneath and the wax on top, and you're done.
Okay.
And that's all you can do, or you can add some stuff on top.
So that's really just simply, you got a frame, you printed out a picture, and waxed it on there.
Yeah, it's a panel. It's a wood panel. They come $6 at the craft store. They come in wood or gessoed. Cool. It's so easy.
That's
and
very
the wood panel's $6.
And I mean, this looks like something you would go buy to like at Target or Walmart for like $15 or $20.
And it's your photograph.
Yourself. Yeah,
and it's your own photograph. Yeah. It's your own memory. So cool. So what we're going to do now is, if you were here the last segment, you'll notice we created this work of art, which was going to dry and buff and look really cool. So, but just to prove my point, you can decide to change your mind. If you're really not good at this and you screwed up, you could just scrape it off.
All right.
And I'm just going to throw it in here.
Is there any money left on that Lowe's card?
You know, there could be. I was a little desperate looking for cards. It's my husband's card. He's crazy. There's probably 20, 30 bucks on there.
It's like, man, that's like half of my new DeWalt power drill right there. Come on,
we'll have
Julie.
to see if the wax magnetized. Okay, well, anyway. So then you can get a paper towel, wipe the rest off.
All right.
And what we're going to do this time is we're going to treat the art with some oil pastels. It's oil-based, so we can use oil pastels.
And that really just came right off that easy.
It just came off, and there's still a layer of wax there. It's clear, so you don't have to worry about it not. Look what I just did. Oh well. Anyway, so live TV, baby. All right, so here we are.
What?
What? Oh.
Is your phone ringing? Oh my God! Can somebody answer that? Hello.
Shoot.
We're on TV right now. No, I'm going to answer it.
No, it's already off. It's already off. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed.
We're on TV right now. She can't talk.
It's probably my daughter. Anyway,
sorry.
Hi, Bridget, wherever you are.
Okay.
So let's outline we're going to take these and outline onto here.
All right.
Fun things, and then we're going to cover it with wax, but and if it gets covered up, we'll add some more.
Okay.
So, and the harder you push, the more it turns out.
Oh, yeah, sure enough. There we go.
And if you do this before you wax it, if you do this to the photograph before you wax it, you'll have much better results with the oil pastel.
Oops, I broke it.
That's all right. It's soft. It's meant to be broken.
Okay.
So now we're going to add some things, but instead of using this roller that we used, which you can use a rolling pin if you want, we're just going to scrape it on with we're going to use it, cake icing. It's like icing in a cake.
Yeah.
So, and if
similar technique.
And then what I like to do is just kind of rub around with my fingers and rub it in, move it around with my fingers. If you're a tactile person like me, this is really gratifying because it's slimy and wonderful.
Yeah.
And you can decide where it goes and how much it goes. And then you can get some plastic right here and throw some.
Again, you're more. I love the texture stuff that you do with it, with the fabric, with the plastic.
So now I'm going to wipe off my hands.
All right. And we only got a few seconds left here.
Wipe it away.
And then just kind of, again, going just after the focus piece of your picture there.
Yes.
I love it.
And then the dark works out well. Then you get a Q-tip and you go in and bring out the outlines.
All right. Well, Julie, thank you for being here again, and thank you for pitch hitting for us here in the second half of the show. We do appreciate it. This is all inaudible by Julie, and she did a great job. So big props to her. Thank you so much.
Call me back, Bridget.